Picture yourself alone at home when a strange tightness grips your chest. Your heart races, and panic starts to creep in. No one is around. No doctor. No lifeline. Just you facing a possible heart attack. It's a scary reality for many, especially after 60. But here's the truth. Acting fast can save your life. Today, we're diving into 7 essential, straightforward tips to help you survive a heart attack when you're on your own. These are practical steps anyone can take. And the last ones might catch you by surprise with their life-saving power. Before we start, please hit that like button to spread this vital info. Subscribe if you haven't, and tap the bell icon for weekly health tips. Drop a 1 in the comments if you're ready to learn, or a 0 with feedback to help us improve. Tip 1. Recognizing the warning signs of a heart attack. If you're overall mush, this knowledge could be the key to saving your life. Heart attacks don't always announce themselves with the dramatic chest-clutching collapse you see in movies. More often, they sneak up with subtle, confusing signals that are easy to dismiss as something minor. That's what makes them so dangerous. But if you learn to spot these signs, you'll have the power to act fast and protect yourself when it matters most. So, what does a heart attack feel like? It often begins in your chest, but don't expect a sudden, sharp stab. Instead, imagine a deep, heavy pressure, like a boulder resting on your sternum. Some people describe it as a tight, squeezing sensation, as if their chest is being compressed by an invisible vice. This feeling might come in waves, fading slightly before returning with more force. If it lingers or keeps creeping back, that's a warning you can't afford to ignore. But here's the catch. A heart attack doesn't always limit itself to your chest. The discomfort can radiate outward, spreading to one or both arms. Typically the left, but sometimes the right. It might climb into your shoulders, inch up to your jaw, or settle as a persistent ache between your shoulder blades. For seniors, especially women, the symptoms can be even more deceptive. You might notice a nagging discomfort in your upper back, or a heavy, bloated feeling in your abdomen that feels like you ate something that didn't agree with you. Shortness of breath is another critical clue, particularly if it strikes when you're just sitting still. Picture yourself struggling to breathe, as if you've just sprinted across a parking lot, but you haven't moved a muscle. Other signs include nausea, a cold, sticky sweat, dizziness, or a vague, unshakable sense that something is seriously off. These symptoms might start so mildly that you're tempted to blame them on stress, a late night, or a heavy meal. But dismissing them could be a deadly mistake. Why is it so crucial to catch these signs early? Especially after 60, as we age, our bodies don't always sound the alarm as clearly, and the risks are higher. If you have conditions like high blood pressure, diabetes, elevated cholesterol, a history of smoking, or a family history of heart disease, your heart is already working harder than it should. Every minute that passes during a heart attack means less oxygen reaching your heart muscle, causing damage that can be permanent. Acting quickly can limit that damage and boost your chances of a full recovery. For seniors, early recognition isn't just important, it's a lifeline. The sooner you respond, the better your odds of walking out of the hospital and back to your life. Let me tell you about Margaret, a 73-year-old retired school teacher who faced this reality head-on. One afternoon, while knitting in her living room, she felt an unusual heaviness in her chest, like a stack of books was pressing down. It wasn't painful, just strange. Then her left shoulder started to ache. A wave of nausea followed, and her hands grew clammy. Margaret's first instinct was to blame it on a late lunch or maybe fatigue. But she'd read an article about heart attack symptoms a few months earlier. Something clicked, and instead of waiting it out, she called emergency services. That quick thinking saved her. Doctors later confirmed she'd had a heart attack. But because she acted fast, the damage was minimal, and she was back home within a week. Margaret's story shows that tuning into your body's subtle signals can make all the difference between a close call and a tragedy. Here's the bottom line. If you notice a strange combination of symptoms, chest pressure, shortness of breath, unexplained fatigue, or discomfort in your arms, jaw, back, or stomach, stop everything. Don't try to push through or convince yourself it's nothing. Assume it's serious, because it might be. This is especially critical if you're over 60 or have heart-related risk factors. Take time now to talk to your doctor about your personal risks and memorize these warning signs. Think of it as learning the language your body speaks when it's in trouble. That knowledge gives you a head start in a race where every second counts. Stay alert, because your heart is relying on you to listen when it whispers for help. If this is hitting home, drop a 1 in the comments to let me know you're with me. And let's keep going. Tip 2. Staying completely still when you suspect a heart attack. If you're over 60 and on your own, this action is a game changer. Once you've called emergency services and chewed an aspirin, your next move is to freeze. No walking, no reaching, no. Just one more thing. It might feel strange to do nothing when your body's sounding alarms, but keeping still can ease the pressure on your struggling heart and boost your chances of making it through. Let's break down why this works and how to do it the right way. A heart attack means your heart is in distress, battling to push blood past a blockage. Every move you make, whether it's crossing the room or picking up your phone, demands more from your heart. It forces your heart to burn oxygen it can't spare. That extra effort can deepen the damage, tip your heart toward failure, or even cause it to stop altogether. By staying still, you're giving your heart a break, lowering its workload, and helping it hang on until paramedics arrive. It's like turning down the volume on a speaker that's about to blow. It won't fix the problem, but it keeps things from getting worse. What's the best position for staying still? If you're able, sit upright in a solid, comfortable spot, a sturdy chair, against a firm wall, or on your bed with something to lean on. Keep your feet flat, your arms loose at your sides, and your posture relaxed but straight. Don't slouch or cross your legs, as that can squeeze your chest and make blood flow harder. Sitting upright helps your heart pump more easily and keeps your lungs clear, especially if breathing feels tough. If you're dizzy or feel faint, which can happen during a heart attack, lie down on your left side. Prop your head up on a pillow or folded towel. This position keeps blood moving smoothly and lowers the chance of choking if nausea hits or you start to slip out of consciousness. Unless paramedics say otherwise, skip lying flat on your back. It can strain your breathing and add stress to your heart. You might feel the urge to keep moving, to grab a glass of water, unlock the door, or tidy up before help arrives. Push that impulse aside. Even tiny actions can hurt your heart more than you realize. It's also normal to feel silly or dramatic for just sitting there. You might worry you're blowing things out of proportion. Don't let those doubts win. Staying still isn't giving up. It's a bold move to protect your heart. This is especially key for seniors, whose hearts may already be taxed by age, high blood pressure, or other health issues. Every moment of calm you give, your heart is a moment it can keep fighting. Let me tell you about Rose, an 80-year-old former nurse who faced this moment. One morning, while sipping tea in her kitchen, she felt a heavy tightness across her chest. Then came a wave of nausea and sweat. Her instinct was to get up, call her neighbor, and straighten the house for paramedics. But Rose's training kicked in. She remembered that moving during a heart attack could make things worse. She slid into a nearby dining chair, leaned back, and focused on staying calm. By keeping still, she spared her heart extra strain, and when the ambulance arrived, her condition was stable enough for quick treatment. Doctors later told her that staying still likely kept her heart from worse damage. Rose's story proves that doing less can sometimes do more. If you're in a public place when symptoms strike, like a mall or a coffee shop, the same rule applies. Stop moving. Find a steady spot to rest. A bench, a wall to lean on, or even the floor, if that's all you've got. Avoid shaky chairs or stools without back support. Hunching can tighten your chest and make breathing harder. Aim for an upright or semi-upright posture to keep your heart and lungs working as smoothly as possible. If people are around, don't hesitate to speak up. Say clearly, "I think I'm having a heart attack. Please help me sit and call 911. Most folks will step in, and their help can keep you steady and calm. A reassuring voice in those first moments can anchor you, helping you stay focused and awake until professionals arrive. Plan ahead to make this step easier. At home, pick a few go-to spots where you can sit or lie down fast. Your favorite armchair, a clear corner of the couch, or near your bed. Keep them clutter-free and maybe stash a pillow nearby. If you're often out, scope out seating areas in places you visit, like parks or stores. A little foresight now can save you panic later. Staying still is a cornerstone of your heart attack survival plan. Working alongside calling for help and chewing aspirin to give you the best shot at recovery. Tip 3. Chewing aspirin as soon as you've called emergency services. If you're over 60 and suspect a heart attack, this simple action could buy your heart precious time. It's not a magic cure, but it's a powerful, science-backed move that's easy to do and widely recommended by medical experts. When you're alone and every second counts, reaching for an aspirin could be the difference between serious heart damage and a better chance at recovery. Let's dive into how to do it right and why it matters so much. Here's the deal. If you're not allergic to aspirin and your doctor hasn't told you to avoid it, grab a 325 milligram uncoated aspirin tablet the moment you suspect a heart attack. Don't swallow it whole. Don't crush it and mix it with water. Just chew it slowly and thoroughly. Then let it dissolve in your mouth as you sit calmly and wait for help. Why chew? Because chewing breaks the tablet into tiny particles, allowing your body to absorb the active ingredient, acetylsalicylic acid, much faster than if you swallowed it. Studies show that chewing can start thinning your blood within minutes, which is critical when time is everything. So, why is aspirin such a big deal in a heart attack? Most heart attacks happen when a clot blocks an artery that supplies oxygen-rich blood to your heart muscle. That blockage causes damage that can become permanent if it's not addressed quickly. Aspirin works as a fast-acting blood thinner. It helps to slow the clot's growth and, in some cases, even reduces its size temporarily. This means more oxygen can keep flowing to your heart, giving it a fighting chance until paramedics arrive with advanced treatments. Those extra minutes of blood flow can reduce the severity of the damage and improve your odds of recovery. Not all aspirin is the same, though. For this emergency, a 325 milligram uncoated, immediate-release aspirin is ideal. Enteric-coated or delayed-release versions are gentler on your stomach, but take longer to kick in, which isn't what you want in a crisis. If coated aspirin is all you have, chew it anyway. Fast absorption trumps stomach comfort in a life-or-death moment. You might worry about taking aspirin on an empty stomach, and normally, that's a valid concern. But during a heart attack, the priority is protecting your heart, not avoiding a bit of nausea. The risk of stomach irritation is minor compared to the danger of losing vital blood flow to your heart. To make this step practical, keep aspirin where you can grab it quickly. Stash a small bottle in your nightstand, kitchen drawer, bathroom cabinet, purse, wallet, or car's glove box. Tell your family or close friends where you keep it, especially if they check on you often. Check the expiration date every few months. Expired aspirin won't harm you, but it might not work as well. This small habit of preparedness can make a massive difference when panic sets in. Imagine you're alone. Your chest is tightening, and you know exactly where to find that aspirin. That's peace of mind you can't put a price on. Let me share a story about Thomas, a 70-year-old retired carpenter who faced this moment. One early morning, he woke up to a heavy, squeezing pressure in his chest, followed by a dull ache in his jaw. Panic started to build. But Thomas remembered a tip from his doctor: chew aspirin if you think it's your heart. He'd kept a bottle of uncoated 325 milligram aspirin in his bedside drawer, just in case. He grabbed one, chewed it slowly, and sat still while waiting for the ambulance he'd already called. Doctors later told him that chewing that aspirin likely helped limit the clot's damage, reducing the strain on his heart. Thomas walked out of the hospital a week later, grateful for that one small action that gave him a second chance. This isn't just a handy tip, it's a standard part of emergency heart attack protocols worldwide. Paramedics and doctors rely on patients taking this step to give them a head start when they arrive. But it only works if you're prepared. If you're on medications like blood thinners or have conditions that make aspirin risky, check with your doctor now to confirm it's safe for you. For most people, though, chewing aspirin is a low-risk, high-reward move that can bridge the gap until professional help takes over. Make it part of your emergency plan, and you'll be ready to act when every heartbeat counts. Tip 4. Calling emergency services the moment you suspect a heart attack. This is non-negotiable, especially if you're over 60 and alone. Time is your heart's lifeline, and every second you hesitate could mean more damage to your heart muscle. Picking up the phone and dialing 911 or your local emergency number isn't just about getting help, it's about activating a life-saving system that can make all the difference. Let's break down why this step is so urgent and how to do it right. The moment you feel those troubling symptoms, chest pressure, shortness of breath, or pain radiating to your arms or jaw, your first move is to call emergency services. Don't wait to see if it gets worse. Don't call a friend, a family member, or your doctor first. And absolutely do not try to drive yourself to the hospital. Why? Because a heart attack is a race against time. When a clot blocks blood flow to your heart, every minute without oxygen causes more harm, reducing your chances of a full recovery. Emergency responders don't just get you to the hospital. They bring critical tools like oxygen, aspirin, nitroglycerin, and defibrillators right to you. They can start treatment the second they arrive, stabilizing you before you even leave your home. Driving yourself or asking someone else to drive you is a dangerous gamble. Symptoms can escalate quickly, and if you pass out behind the wheel, you're not only risking your life, but also the safety of others. Even if a loved one drives you, you're delaying the moment when professional care begins. Emergency medical services, or EMS, do more than transport you. They alert the hospital en route, so a cardiac team is ready the moment you arrive. This can shave off precious minutes that might otherwise be spent in a crowded ER waiting room. By calling 911, you're plugging into a rapid response network designed to save lives, and that's a power you can't replicate on your own. Let me tell you about Evelyn, a 76-year-old widow who faced this moment alone. One quiet evening, she felt a strange ache in her back, followed by nausea and a clammy sweat. Her first instinct was to call her daughter, who lived nearby, but she remembered a tip from a community health seminar: always call 911 first. Evelyn dialed emergency services, and within minutes, paramedics were at her door with oxygen and medication. By the time her chest started tightening, they were already stabilizing her. Doctors later told her that those extra minutes could have been the difference between survival and tragedy. Evelyn's quick call gave her heart the chance it needed, and she's still here to tell her story. Here's another key point. You don't need to be 100% sure it's a heart attack to make that call. Dispatchers and paramedics are trained to handle uncertainty. They'd rather respond to a false alarm than miss a chance to save a life. If your symptoms make it hard to speak clearly, don't worry. Modern smartphones have emergency features that can help. Most iPhones and Androids let you activate an emergency call with a few taps. Even if the screen is locked, take a moment today to explore your phone's emergency settings. It's a small step that could make a huge difference, especially if you're alone or have a heart condition. To be even more prepared, set up your phone's medical ID feature. On an iPhone, you can add details like your medications, allergies, and medical conditions through the Health app. Androids have a similar option in the emergency settings. This info can be accessed from your lock screen, so paramedics can see it even if you're unconscious. For example, if you take blood thinners or have a pacemaker, that's critical for responders to know. It takes 5 minutes to set up and could save hours of guesswork in a crisis. Also, consider keeping a written list of your medications, conditions, and emergency contacts in a visible spot, like on your fridge or near your front door. Paramedics are trained to check these places, and it gives them a head start on treating you. If you live in an apartment or gated community, think about access. Can EMS get to you easily? When you call, give clear directions, your floor, unit number, or any entry codes. If possible, ask a neighbor ahead of time if they'd help in an emergency. Like opening a gate, these small preparations can cut down response time. Calling 911 isn't a sign of overreacting. It's a bold act of self-preservation. Trust your instincts and make that call. Because when your heart's in trouble, seconds are everything. Tip 5. Unlocking your door to ensure paramedics can reach you quickly. If you're over 60 and alone during a suspected heart attack, this small action can shave off precious seconds when time is everything. After calling emergency services, chewing aspirin, and staying still, making sure your door is accessible could be the difference between swift treatment and dangerous delays. It sounds simple, but it's a game changer. Let's dive into why this matters and how to make it happen. When a heart attack strikes, every moment counts. Paramedics are trained to get to you fast, but a locked door can slow them down. If they have to break in, it takes time your heart might not have. Forcing entry can also create noise and chaos, which could startle you or worsen your condition if you're nearby. By unlocking your door, you're rolling out the welcome mat for help, letting responders walk right in and start treatment immediately. This means more time for oxygen, medication, or even a defibrillator if needed, and less time your heart spends struggling. It's a small step that can have a massive impact on your survival. If you're physically able to move without feeling dizzy or faint, take a moment to unlock your front door, apartment door, or any entry point after you've called 911. This might mean flipping a latch, turning a deadbolt, or entering a code. Do it carefully, and only if you're steady, your safety comes first. If you're too weak or lightheaded, stay put and tell the dispatcher your exact location, like which room you're in or what floor your apartment is on. They'll work to get to you. But an unlocked door makes their job faster and smoother. For those in gated communities or buildings with buzzers, give clear instructions when you call. Include any access codes or directions to your unit. Preparation is key to making this step easy. Think about your home setup now. Before a crisis hits, is your door easy to unlock under pressure? Do you need a key? Or is it a simple latch? Is your address or unit number clearly visible from the street? If not, fix these things today. Some people keep a spare key with a trusted neighbor who can let paramedics in during an emergency. Others use a medical lockbox, a small, secure device that stores a key behind a code you can share with emergency services. These are affordable, discreet, and perfect for seniors or anyone living alone. Another option is a smart lock, which lets you open your door remotely via your phone or give paramedics a temporary code. These tools can give you peace of mind, knowing help can get to you without barriers. Let me tell you about Henry. a 74-year-old retired electrician who saw this step in action. One afternoon, while reading in his small apartment, he felt a tight, heavy sensation in his chest and a creeping ache in his shoulder. Recognizing the signs, he called 911 and chewed an aspirin. Then, remembering a tip from a health seminar, he shuffled to his front door and flipped the lock open before sitting back down. It took less than 30 seconds, but when paramedics arrived, they walked right in and started treatment immediately. Later, one of the responders told Henry that those few seconds saved critical time, helping stabilize him before things got worse. Henry's quick thinking turned a small action into a life-saving one. To go the extra mile, plan your access points. If you live in an apartment, check how paramedics would enter your building. Do they need a buzzer code or a key fob? If your home is hard to find, consider adding a visible house number or a sign. You can also post a note on your fridge or near your door with your address, emergency contacts, and any entry instructions. Paramedics often check these spots in a crisis. These preparations take minutes, but can cut down response time dramatically. Unlocking your door isn't just about access. It's about giving your heart every possible second to keep beating. If you're worried about moving to the door, don't risk it. Your health comes first. Just stay still and communicate clearly with the dispatcher about where you are. But if you can unlock that door safely, it's like clearing the runway for help to land. Take a moment tonight to walk through your home and ask, can paramedics get to me easily? If the answer isn't a clear yes, make changes now. This small act of foresight could be the key to your survival. Tip 6. Using your smartphone effectively during a heart attack. If you're over 60 and alone, your phone is more than just a gadget. It's a lifeline that can speed up help and share vital information when you can't. After calling emergency services, chewing aspirin, and staying still, the way you use your smartphone can make a big difference. Two features stand out: the speakerphone for hands-free communication and the medical ID for critical health details. Let's explore how to use them to stay safe. First, the speakerphone. As soon as you dial 911 or your local emergency number, switch your phone to speaker mode. Holding a phone to your ear takes effort, arm strength, coordination, and focus that you might not have if you're in pain, short of breath, or dizzy. Speakerphone lets you talk without lifting a finger, so you can stay still and save energy. It also keeps your hands free to rest comfortably, whether you're sitting upright or lying on your left side. Plus, if your condition worsens and you can't speak clearly, the dispatcher can still hear your breathing, movements, or even silence. Those sounds give them real-time clues about your situation, helping them guide paramedics before they reach you. A dispatcher's voice can also be a calming anchor, keeping you focused and less alone in a scary moment. Next, the medical ID feature, a hidden gem on most smartphones. Both iPhones and Androids let you store key health information, like your medications, allergies, medical conditions, and emergency contacts, right on your lock screen. This means paramedics can access it even if you're unconscious or your phone is locked. Setting it up takes just a few minutes, but can save hours of guesswork in a crisis. On an iPhone, you can add details through the Health app. On Android, look for the Emergency Information section in Settings. Include things like your blood type, any heart conditions, medications like blood thinners, or allergies to drugs like penicillin. If you have a pacemaker or diabetes, note that too. This information helps responders give you the right care fast, avoiding treatments that could harm you. Let me tell you about Ellen, a 77-year-old retired librarian who saw this in action. One evening, she felt a heavy pressure in her chest and a wave of nausea. She called 911 but fainted before paramedics arrived. Luckily, Ellen had set up her phone's medical ID months earlier. listing hair, diabetes, penicillin allergy, and daughter's contact number. When paramedics checked her locked phone, they saw the details instantly. They avoided penicillin-based drugs, adjusted her treatment for diabetes, and called her daughter to meet them at the hospital. Ellen later said, "I don't remember much, but that little setup on my phone spoke for me when I couldn't." Her quick preparation made all the difference, helping her recover with minimal complications. Why does this matter so much? In a heart attack, time is critical, and clear communication can shave off precious minutes. The speakerphone ensures you can stay in touch with dispatchers without straining yourself, while the medical ID acts like a silent advocate, sharing your health story when you're unable to. Together, they turn your phone into a command center, bridging the gap between you and the help rushing your way. This is especially vital for seniors who may have complex medical histories that need to be shared quickly. To make this step work, act now. After this video, open your phone settings and set up your medical ID. Fill in every field you can: medications, allergies, conditions, and emergency contacts. Test it to make sure it's accessible from the lock screen. It's simple, free, and could be a game changer. Also, practice using speakerphone during a regular call to get comfortable with it. If you live alone or have a heart condition, consider keeping your phone within arm's reach at all times, like on your nightstand or in your pocket. These small habits can make your phone a powerful tool when seconds count. Your smartphone isn't just for calls or apps. It's a partner in a crisis. Using speakerphone and medical ID can speed up care, share critical details, and keep you connected until help arrives. Tip 7. Controlling your breathing during a heart attack. If you're over 60 and alone, this technique can be a lifeline when panic threatens to take over. After calling emergency services, chewing aspirin, staying still, unlocking your door, and using your smartphone, mastering your breath can help you stay calm and stable. It's not a cure, but it's a powerful tool to keep your body and mind grounded until help arrives. Let's explore how to do it and why it's so effective. When a heart attack hits, your body goes into overdrive, your chest tightens, your heart races, and fear floods in like a tidal wave. That panic can spike your adrenaline, speeding up your heart rate and blood pressure, which makes things worse for your already struggling heart. Controlled breathing flips the script. By slowing and steadying your breaths, you activate your body's calming system, easing the strain on your heart and helping you stay conscious. It's like finding a quiet corner in a storm. It gives you something to hold on to when everything feels out of control. Here's how to do it. Inhale slowly through your nose for 4 seconds, letting your chest rise gently. Hold that breath for 1 or 2 seconds. Just a soft pause. Then exhale through your mouth for 6 seconds, as if you're blowing out a candle from a distance. Picture yourself releasing fear and tension with each exhale. Repeat this cycle: 4 in, hold, 6 out, focusing only on the rhythm. This method, sometimes called box breathing, isn't about taking deep, forceful breaths. It's about smooth, intentional ones that keep you steady. If you're in pain or short of breath, go as slowly as you can manage, but keep the pattern going. The goal is calm, not perfection. Why does this work? Slow breathing lowers your heart rate, reduces your body's demand for oxygen, and helps prevent dangerous heart rhythms that panic can trigger. It also keeps your brain focused on something other than fear, which can stop you from spiraling into shock. Staying conscious and calm means you're better able to communicate with paramedics when they arrive, giving them a clearer picture of your condition. For seniors whose hearts may already be strained by age or health issues, this technique can be a critical bridge to professional care. Let me share the story of Walter, an 81-year-old retired gardener who put this to the test. One quiet morning, He felt a crushing weight in his chest, followed by nausea and a racing pulse. Fear hit hard, and he could barely catch his breath. But Walter had learned a breathing trick from a wellness class at his community center. He sat still in his recliner, planted his feet, and started counting 4 seconds in through his nose, a brief hold, 6 seconds out through his mouth. Over and over, he focused on the rhythm, letting it anchor him. The pain didn't vanish, but the breathing kept his panic in check, and he stayed alert until paramedics arrived. His doctor later said that staying calm likely prevented a more severe crisis. Like cardiac arrest, Walter's takeaway, that breathing was my lifeline. It gave me control when I felt helpless. To make this step second nature, practice it now, before you need it. Try it while relaxing at home, sitting in your car, or during a stressful moment. Lie in bed or sit on your porch and run through the cycle. 4 seconds in, hold, 6 seconds out. The more you practice, the easier it'll be to lean on this technique in a crisis. It's like muscle memory when panic hits. Your body will know what to do. You can even practice it daily as a way to manage stress, which is great for your heart in the long run. Controlled breathing works hand in hand with the other steps we've covered. Calling for help gets paramedics on the way. Aspirin thins your blood. Staying still eases your heart's workload. Unlocking the door speeds up access. And using your phone shares vital info. Breathing ties it all together by keeping you calm and present. It's not about stopping the heart attack. It's about giving your body and mind the strength to endure until help takes over. For seniors, this small act of control can make a massive difference in those critical first minutes. Take a moment after this video to try the breathing technique. Feel how it slows your pulse and clears your mind. Then make it part of your emergency plan. If you're alone when a heart attack strikes, this could be the tool that keeps you steady. We've covered 7 vital steps to survive a heart attack alone. Spot the signs. Stay still. Chew aspirin. Call 911. Unlock your door. Use your phone wisely. And control your breathing. These actions can save your life, especially after 60. Which tips stood out to you? Share it in the comments to help others prepare. If this video helped, hit the like button and share it with someone you care about. Subscribe and tap the bell for more life-saving tips. Stay prepared, stay safe, and we'll see you next time.